Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I hope you and your family are enjoying this time of preparation for Christmas. The Christian Education Committee has come together, and to help you in that endeavor, we have developed a packet which I will be hopefully delivering to each of the children's homes of the church. And I'll provide it to any adults that would like it also, with some activities to make the Advent season wonderful. I'd like to show you a little bit of what's going to be in the packet. When you receive it, there will be a number of printouts. There will be one explaining what's in the packet. There will be a list of items that you need to get. There will be an Advent devotionals for the Advent wreath, use with your Advent wreath. And there will be devotionals to use in making of a Jesse tree, along with ornaments for that. And there will also be explanations of what the Advent wreath involves and what a Jesse tree involves. Both of them are long traditions, and you're very familiar, I'm sure, with the Advent wreath as we do that regularly in our church. There'll also be a several-page list of possible activities that we hope that you will schedule to do with your family during the Advent time. Now, these are not difficult activities. There's something as simple as read a Christmas book, watch the Charlie Brown Christmas show with your children. Everybody pile in the car and go look at the Christmas lights. So it's not difficult things, but please be looking for this. And if when you get it, you have any questions, you can email me, text me, give me a call, and I'll try to explain it to you. One of the things you're going to be asked to do is to make an Advent wreath. Now, you will be given 4 white votive candles. You know that our Advent wreath is usually 3 purple candles and 1 pink one. And if you Google online, it'll give you the significance of that. This year, we're just going with white votives to start out with. What we're going to ask you to do is to find a tray or something that you could build your wreath upon. It might be a glass tray, cake tray, one of these simple Christmas trays that you get, plates that you get from Walmart, maybe even just an old pizza pan, because it's all going to be covered up. You might even want to do a raised wreath and put it on a nice cake pan. What I've got here is just a simple tray that I found in my shelf that I don't use very often, and that's the one I would choose. Now, your votives, in my mind, it would be best to raise them a bit on your tray so that they're a little bit higher than the greenery you're going to add. You can do that with any number of things, with a can, a small can of some sort. Even a Keurig cup, although not quite as stable, will get it up kind of high. Another possibility is to take one of the very small jelly jars that you can get, fill it with pretty gravels or rocks that you may have standing around, and to put it on top of that. You can take those very same jars or a cup, or you can even take the votives themselves and you can paint the outside. Since we don't have purple, you can use some regular acrylic paint and paint it in any design you want. Dab it on, stroke it on, or rather the children can. I'm hoping that all of you have paints, markers, whatever. And then you can, after you've done this, you've raised your candles on your whatever it is you're using, and I wouldn't make them too awfully high. A perfect item to raise them with, if you've got some old 2x4s laying around and you've got somebody handy, you might cut up a 2x4 into short little blocks and use that, because I find that a very nice height. Now, after you've done that, one of the first day's activities, this will be on either tomorrow, Saturday, or on Sunday, November the 29th, which is the first day of Advent. You could go out and gather some greenery. Now, if you have some artificial greenery you would like to use, that'll work fine. And just take your child with you. This is going to be a family activity. If you're going after a live Christmas tree, you might get a little extra greenery. You'll go down to where they've got some. And sometimes they have extra clippings that they'll give you. I would suggest you just take a nice hike with a pair of clippers with you and just come back with some greenery. Now, it's not going to take too much. You're just going to lay the greenery in here. I have here some hemlock or spruce and some fir from over in our pasture. And you're just going to, and allow, this is, you want the children to do this. And you're going to just fill it in all around with the greenery. If you would like, we're not going to provide it, but if you would like to put a Christ candle in the middle, you'd want to do that at the first, not like I've done here. And you can put a Christ candle in the middle of your wreath and just fill it all in. Don't think you always have to use large pieces of greenery. Some small ones will be necessary. Be very easy to change if they start getting dry because you don't have them stuck anything, you've just got them placed. Now, when you get ready to make your wreath, I would suggest that you place it where you want it to be, on a table somewhere, and it needs to be somewhere where it's in clear view, that you can easily get to it and you remember that it's there. Now, after you've got your Advent wreath together, you're going to pull out the first day's the devotional, the November the 29th devotional. You're going to do a devotional and you're going to allow the children or your child to light the very first Advent candle. And please let the children do this with some help. Even young children can do that, and they get a great deal of pleasure out of doing that, and it makes it much more significant. Each Sunday thereafter, just like we do in church, you'll light a new candle. You'll light the old candle or candles, and you'll light one new one. And on Christmas Day, now you'll light all the old candles, and then you'll light the Christ candle, indicating that Christ has come. And there's a lot of discussion in the packet on what the Advent wreath is about. There are devotionals provided for you. You can do your own. But these are just suggestions. Now, the next thing we're going to ask you to make is a Jesse tree. This one actually came from church. And all we're asking you to do is go out and find a bare branch somewhere. And make sure you get one that will have enough ample space on it to hang 27 ornaments. We got a little bit longer Advent this year. Put it down into a flower pot or a can. This is a two-person deal. Take your child with you. They need to help. Let the child put it down one person sticks it down there and holds it, and the other one fills it up with rocks to hold it secure. And this will last quite well. Now, in your packet, you will have a little snack bag, and it'll have paper clips, pieces of paper, and string. And what you're going to do with that is you will cut out, to start with, you will take the small pieces of paper, and on each one of those you will put one of the dates of Advent. This one, November the 29th. And you will notice that, I'm doing this on my own, so I'll bring it up closer. You will notice that I did just a little bit of decorating. You don't have to do that, but it makes it that much more fun. Let the child do that, or do the whole thing as a family. Do all your cards, and then let everybody take a few cards and decorate them any way they want Christmassy. On the back of the Advent, of this card, of the calendar, you are going to put the activities that you have selected for your family to do on that day. November the 29th is the first day of Advent. I suggest that you start with this one and make that day's activities. Make the Advent wreath, prepare the Jesse tree, and pick an activity for every day of Advent, since you're going to have to be doing that anyway. You're going to take this first little card, and you're going to take one of the strings that will be provided. This would be a good chance to show your child how to tie a slip knot. Allow them to do all of this. This is important. A slip knot, you just make a loop, put the string back through the loop. If I can do this, and pull it. Very simple knot. Then you're going to take a paper clip, and you're going to put this paper clip all the way over your string. You're going to pull the string down over it. And you're going to hang it on the tree. You're going to place each one of the dated cards with the activity on the back on the tree. So you'll have 27 cards. You'll have a calendar tree. Now, each day of Advent, starting with November the 29th. You'll take the cards, the ornaments that will be provided to you, And you can do this all at once. You can do so many each Sunday, or you can do one a day. Actually, the children do these. You cut out the ornament for the day, and you allow them to decorate it. This ornament is not for the 29th, but I did pick this out. We're going to pretend it's for the 29th. This is the stump of Jesse. There'll be a devotional that will go with this ornament, and this ornament represents the scripture from Isaiah that talks about out of Jesse, the stump of Jesse will become a new sprout, which is Christ the Lord. You notice I colored this with some nice little markers. I got it at Walmart. And I'm going to take this when we do our Jesse tree activity. And you'll let the child do all of this. They'll remove the day's date card, activity card. And you'll read what the activity is for the day. And then you can place it in the base of the branch to where it's in really obvious as to what you've got to do that day. You're going to decide when you want to do it that day. Then you're going to read the devotional for that day's ornament. And it requires some talking from both the leader, the parent, and the child. And then you're going to attach the Jesse tree ornament back in the place of the dated activity card that you removed. And by Christmas, your Jesse tree will be filled with ornaments, all of which represent the lineage and the history of Christ and of the Hebrew people. This is all in an attempt to help us remember how the Israelites prepared for decades, for centuries, for the coming of the Messiah. And they look forward to his coming. And how we remember that, and we remember what it meant. And then we celebrate that we believe the Messiah has come. But not only that, we remind ourselves to prepare and keep looking for his second coming, which he has promised. I hope you will all take part in this activity. You will do it daily with your folks. And please, when you do these little activities that you've put on the back of your cards, take photographs. Take a picture and save those. After Christmas, if you can take those pictures and get them developed, you might want to replace the Jesse tree ornaments on your tree with the pictures of your family having fun doing these activities. You may want to send copies to the church to put some on their Facebook so that we can all remember and know how very, very special your Advent season was. How very special we made it for our children. If you have any questions, please call me. If you need to know anything, I'll be glad to help. And I look forward to hearing how your activities go. Have a wonderful, wonderful Advent. Talk to you later. Bye.